Fix Custom Paint. Welcome to Airbrush Freeze Framed Step by Step. Here's today's products. Reference image. Paper. Paint. Airbrush. Shields. Paint pens. Links in video description. Stage 1. Image transfer. Start off by projecting the image up and penciling in all the details. Transfer complete.
Right guys, so they're the products we're using in this freeze frame time lapse. You're going to get to see me paint this sort of speeded up, but then you're going to get little freeze frame sections where you're going to see text come up at the side. You will get indicators on the screen of what colours I'm using, the air pressure that I'm working at on different sections, because that will change. Now this piece has got a lot going on, a hell of a lot going on. And the best way I can say to go round this, if you want to attempt it, is to do it in little sort of square sections. Section a piece off, say the eye, and paint the eye, and then move across or move up like that and move round your piece in little sections, because there's so much going on. If you start to sort of flip round it, you can then get lost on where you're going. So little square sections and move round. That's what I'm going to attempt today, going round this. Now when it comes to colours, if you wanted to get your colour scheme for your piece absolutely bang on, here's a little tip on how you can get really good colour matching. Cut yourself a piece of paper and cut a little 10mm square out of it. Go up to your reference image and isolate a colour. Move over a colour like that and isolate it. So you're just staring at that little square where that colour is. Mix your paint, then spray your paint onto a piece of paper and then slide that behind and then just move it up to the gap where the little hole is, and you'll get a really good colour match like that because you're isolating the colour. Spray out on the paper that you are spraying on. So cut a piece of paper the same as what you're spraying on, because when you spray airbrush paint onto different papers, it can lay down differently and can change colour differently as well. Wet paint is totally different to when it's dried down, or different sort of, if you spray paint sort of lightly, you'll see more white of the paper through, which will make the colour lighter. When you go full opaque, it darkens it off. So little square piece like that, spray on your piece of paper and then slide that up to the back of the hole, and you'll just slide it up to the colour you're aiming for, and then you can get a good guide on how to colour match. So I've just done random ballpark. I've looked at the colours and I've basically gone, yeah, we've got a red, we need a red. I've got another tone of red, an orange, a bit of a skin tone. We've got some blues, yellow, greys, browns, blacks, and just sort of eyeballed it. And that's how I'll paint it. I won't go into doing every colour match before I start painting, because you can spend hours upon hours just going round pinpoint colour matching everything if you wanted to mirror match it perfectly. But if you get it in a rough ballpark, you'll be good to go. So enjoy the time lapse. I will see you at the end of this, give you a little talk through, see how it's finished, and I'll talk you through extra bits at the end. So see you in a bit. There we go, guys, we got it down. I don't know how much I've caught in the time lapse. I really don't. Coming to the end of this, it was beginning to be an absolute nightmare. My hand was cramping up. The paint was flowing horrendous because it's warming up now. Every paint I was putting in was just choking up in the brush, and it was trying to clean it out, stop, start, stop, start. But you get that. Got a little bit sort of shaky on the line work at the end. But we got it down. Now, you see how I sort of went about it. We started off with the eye and started working the colours in. You are sort of just putting the paints in very lightly and building it up. Don't go to wallop the colour down straight away to see the finished result. You've got to sort of layer this, and everything's like a texture. There's loads of little dot textures, tons and tons of it, and then you're doing little squiggly line work. It's all basically squiggles. Even when you look at the actual original close up, they're just tiny little squiggly lines to make these weird sort of like robotic type, looks like a circuit board type thing on a face. So you're just going around lining everything out, then dusting over a bit of paint. I was using the eraser at some points on it just to literally lay it on the side and do that, and you can bring the highlights out. You just start to pop them highlights back. So to get that, I was just dusting over with a bit of paint, lightly dusting over, and then going in and just knocking it back and creating textures. So there's all these little like speckled textures for the white to pop forward. And you just sort of doing, if you find a pattern that works, just continue and start working out. There was times when I was getting lost, and there was bits where I was going up to bits, looking at the reference, thinking, well, that's not on there. And I hadn't penciled it in from the actual beginning. I've missed bits. But you're going to get that if you're not careful when you're projecting. You will sort of sit to the side in the light, in the shadow, as you're penciling along and moving across and looking and moving across, because you sort of blank the projector off, look at where your line is, then move back. You can miss bits, and you can miss bits when you're doing trace down as well, when you're going over things. You can miss it. But we got it down. I'm going to go and rest my hand because it's killing. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Drop your comments, tell me your thoughts on the picture, and I will see you lot in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.